you're grateful about what you were brought up to, right? But
Mm.
then you say you learned something about the whole world being bad, especially in your environment there in South
Mm.
Africa,
Mm.
talking about apartheid.
Mm.
What are how was your how were you when you realized that your privilege was that you had a privilege, but you were oblivious of what really was happening?
Mm. Mm.
What is that? How did you feel and what did you learn from it? What are the things that you saw that made you feel like, oh my God, this is horrible? What happened?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I felt ashamed. I felt
Oh
weak.
yeah.
I felt that I wasn't strong enough to see the truth, and that for me was quite humiliating, if I'm honest with you. And it was, and I made a pact. The only way I was able to actually move past that was to
Okay.
make a pact never to repeat that with anybody or anything. I have this view, for example, that every single person that I meet deserves my respect. If they do something afterwards, right, then the opposite of respect is not disrespect, right? And that's an important distinction for me. So if somebody does something that I don't agree with and I don't like, I won't disrespect them, but I just won't respect them. All right.
Mm.
So for me, and a lot of people say, oh, respect is earned. I don't agree with that. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. For me, by default, I'll give everybody my respect, everybody. And that is something that I learned through that process.
Yeah.
During apartheid, there was an overwhelming majority of the population that was, as far as I'm concerned, just disrespected, to put it mildly. And when you start seeing the impact that has had, and a big thing for me was education was used as a weapon, right?
Okay.
To keep people subjugated. And that's why for me, I didn't appreciate my school education. I didn't. All right. And then I was like, okay. So again, for me, that was a privilege that I had. Right. And so that's why a lot of my learning and growing is focusing on education, not just academic, right, but growth in all aspects. And that
Mm.
is why, I sort of said, look, I need to be open to feedback.